Okay, I was told that my microphone, hopefully it doesn't make some obnoxious noise as I'm walking and talking. So, a couple things. One, I wanted to circle back to my video that I left. I think it's got to be 3 weeks ago, Sunday, after leaving yoga, about grief in the public eye. And I just wanted to circle back to that, as well as talk about a couple of things that I've learned since then. So if you just jumped on, if you don't mind telling me if the wind is too loud or my microphone is too loud, or if it's hitting weird, that'd be great. I came out for a walk run, and turns out it's quite cold, like my hands are frozen. But I'm gonna chat with you because my endorphins from the run are making me want to keep going. So I was in yoga again this morning, and she was talking about layers, and that we can hide behind layers, and it kind of circled all the way back to when I shared a few weeks ago. So I was talking about my dear, dear friend passing away suddenly, and the grief that came along with that I'm still working with today. But I feel like I've integrated some of it a whole lot better than where I was, which Father Time is the great help for that, right? So this morning, Kelly was talking about taking off your sunglasses. And as chiropractors, we start to talk about that in the spring when the sun's out. It's not out today, but when the sun's out, because the sun needs to hit the rods and cones in the eyes. And so as we go into spring, I want to talk to you and encourage you to do what you can to get natural light into your eyeballs. But it also brought me back to a week ago for the memorial service down in Atlanta. It was sunny and it was nice, and I did have sunglasses on. And I remember walking into the service, and I ran into, so what I did, I walked into the building and I took my sunglasses off, and I hooked them over my dress, and I walked into the building. I ran into my friend Danny as soon as I walked in, and I told him, I said, I feel like just putting my sunglasses back on and wearing them, because my eyes are so exposed. My heart is dripping out of my eyeballs in tears. And I said, I just want to put my sunglasses back on and hide. I don't want to do this. I don't want to be here. I don't want to face this. And, just a big hug helps with that, right? So from there, what I realized is that there's so much that's told through our eyes. And hi there. Thank you. Come on, boo. There's so much that's told through our eyes. And as I stared and talked and had some really incredible conversations with eye contact, everybody's eyes were the same. It's like the window into our soul. And my first instinct is I want to cover them, but showing up fully without the layers on that cover that is the very best and most authentic way of showing up. And because of that, there was a lot of heart healing. There was a lot of true and deep connection. There was a lot of being really seen. And Kelly this morning in class talked about that as well, where we put layers on. Of course, you need layers. In Michigan today, it's freezing, and this hand is like barely moving, but neither here nor there. But the layers that we can put on that lead us to a life that is not fully transparent and authentic. And it was 3 weeks ago when I made that video. And if you didn't catch it, maybe I'll go back and watch it. Come on, sweetie. But I literally was sitting in my car that day and said, I'm just going to triple dog dare myself to share in the way that I did, because I was just, my heart was broken. And the feedback that I got from that, from just being real, authentic, and grieving, and really transparent with who I am and how I am, has led to a really great unfolding, not only for myself and my heart and my grief, not just from the loss of Guy, but many losses in life as life does its thing that it does, and have been able to integrate a whole lot better. I've been able to answer questions about our deep friendship. I've been able to converse with people at the memorial service in a way I didn't think that I was going to be able to. And it doesn't mean that I was strong, and I was so choked up, and, you know, in like, I had like days of that. You know, when kids, like, they cry so hard that they get the like that. So that finally resolved about Thursday this past week, which I'm laughing, but it's not funny. It was really, really an intense experience. But as spring rolls around and we start to take the layers off clothing-wise, and we expose ourselves to the fresh air, and we expose our eyes to the sun. Come on, sweetie. I just want to challenge you what other layers can potentially come off. Kelly, if you're listening, super inspired by your share this morning. Easy, buddy. Easy. Dan, if you're listening, thanks for the hugs and just the encouragement to move forward. And then, gosh, everybody else that I ran into last week, all of my patients, like, I just am so grateful that I can step more into being truly me with dropping a lot of the layers that cover my heart, right? So I encourage you to do that as we may or may not be rolling into spring. I definitely have a little extra spring in my step lately. I haven't wanted to run in a really long time, and the last 2 days I've gotten like a really nice run-walk combination. I'm going to go in and register for the CRIM, which is the end of August, a 10-mile road race. And yeah, so just coming on here to share that much. I hope you've had an awesome, awesome weekend, and that you've gotten some fresh air and some movement and all the things. So anyway, if you're listening, love you so much. Thanks for the love and support. And yeah, just being more me than I've been able to be in a long time. So, okay, love you. Talk to you soon.